Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. Here. Purchased a new vacuum. Been working out just fine. As you can see, kind of a mess as usual. Finally got the urge to work on the Scout again. So, been working on the defroster duct here. And this is the original color of it. It's like a gray, dark gray charcoal, I suppose. And then on the inside of the duct there's a seal, so we're going to replace it with some of this. So highly water resistant. We'll hopefully see how well it lasts. Pulled the steering wheel off, and I've been following some steps on how to put her back into shape here. So took my little rotary tool here and went over all the cracks in it, and then last night I whipped up a batch of POR 15 epoxy putty, and so this cemented in overnight. I only cut an inch off of each section and mixed it up, and I was able to do all this with just an inch here. So I'm going to come back and sand this and then start filling in the rest. And we'll see how this this stuff lasts, because this is like a rubber coating, and it does say it can flex and is resistant to shrinking and cracking. So we're going to see how this works out for us. So I've been working on the inside here. Cleaned up our shifter boot there, although I don't know if I'm digging the yellow ring I painted there. I might paint it black again. And we're going to have to dress up the steering column, nice and faded and sad. Also clean the inside of the dash. That was unbelievably dirty up inside there. And other than that, just been nitpicking. Just haven't had the drive to get out here and do something to the thing. So worked on my blinkers. There'll be a little clip probably after this one about that. And oh, I did buy new tubing for inside of the dash, and the paint I'm using for the defrost is the charcoal gray, or gloss charcoal gray, Rust-Oleum, and then I have a primer as well. So I primed this piece, and then I took a piece of steel wool and a duct tape and duct taped it to a old drawer guide, and then ran it up and down inside of that to get all the rust knocked loose. And then I painted this one. This is the control box basically. So that gray, or charcoal gray, is looking pretty good, as close as the original as I can get without having to get something custom. Oh, we also buffed the headlight trim. Nice and shiny. That took about half hour each, just buffing it, polishing them to get that shine back to them. Pretty weather worn. Also polished the headlights. I got new blinker covers on the way, which aren't cheap. Seems everything you touch on this thing's $100. So we did throw the battery in to check our turn signals, and I pinched the horn wire from the steering wheel, so when I plugged the battery back in, the horn just turned on and stayed on. So I had to fix that. My drawer here under my vise, the rails blew out on it, so I had to go and replace with these nice ball bearing, and it closes so much nicer. and then gotta have a nice handle on it. So that makes a nice difference, and you can open the full weight of it, or the full length of it, and these are rated to 75 pounds, so I can put a bit more tooling in there. And they're not, you know, plastic like these ones. These are for kitchen. I mean, this isn't a kitchen anymore, so I did buy another set for this one in case it blows out on me, but I don't fill this one up with as much stuff. And let's see, I did kind of label things here. I don't mind it on the upper cabinets, but these lower ones, it like rubs on your pants, as you can see. So might have to do something else about that. Anyway, there's a tool. Defrost vent there. Simple, but it worked. So we're going to be patching hopefully the rest of the defroster together, and maybe probably not installed, but at least thoroughly painted and curing. And then the steering wheel, we're going to finish filling it in and sanding it, and hopefully it'll turn out really nice. So let me get started on whatever it is I'm going to do. Alright, steering wheel's off. This is your blinker mechanism. Okay, got that to work really nice. Now, don't make my mistake. There's these hook bolts. One goes right in here, and another one right below it. These will fall into that steering column, and you'll have a hell of a time trying to get these things out. I was lucky enough to get it out, but I also rubbed the wires for my signal light, so I had to tuck those in without, you know, making sure I have a good ground on both of them, and I'm not going to start a fire. So beware of these little bastards. Okay, two of them, one there, one there. Also, if you're going to work on these signals, be very careful with this plastic piece. You take this bolt out, and then you have to very gently pry up this plastic arm piece, and then you'll expose your mechanism. So be careful. Okay, so this is the control box, and as you can see, hopefully, maybe, there it is. There's that seal that runs across the two, and then when you flip it to defrost, there's another one right there. And I could probably get away with using these, but while I'm here, I'm going to try using this and see how well it works. It's about the same width as what's in here, and hopefully it'll last. And I wanted to get the window because it works in a it's highly water resistant, and I know some moisture will probably wander its way in here because there's no filtering to this air. It comes through this intake through a tube into the blower unit with the heater, and then it just forces it through the cab. There's no filter of any sorts on the air system itself. So we want something water resistant, or highly water resistant as it has. So I will get these two pieces out, cut them, and then there is enough room for me to get my hand in here, so I'll replace those and then bring you back once I do. Okay, so we managed to get a scraper in there and scraped what was left of the seal out, and then took sandpaper, sanded the surface, and then had a rag with some mineral spirits to clean out any residue whatsoever. So now we got two nice new seals on our defrost, as we should have. And I imagine the thickness will go down a little bit, and this also has a little positioner which will help, you know, go to either side here, but I'm sure that'll seal a heck of a lot better than it did. So next, probably just clean this up one more time. I got a little bit of a boo-boo there, and paint it, and then attach the whole thing together and stick it in. So let me get the painting here. Okay, this is the first round of sanding. As you can see, many a battle scars, but it filled in all very nicely. And then I took my oscillating sander here and went over it. So this is just 1 inch of the A and B did all of that. So probably another inch will do there, and then the rest. But I'm going to focus on these arms next in the next batch, and be sure you wear gloves if you can find any. These are some old ones I had laying around, which are like gold now. So I will mix up another batch and fill in another segment of this poor steering wheel. But looking good. Looking good. Alright, batch number 2 has been mixed up and put on. I was able to do both of the inner braces there. So now I just gotta fill in the rest here. And with this stuff, it's best to do small quantities at a time and just work it through, because it says you only get like 30 minutes of workable time, but it's about 20-ish before it just gets too hard to put it into the cracks. Got the new blinker lenses installed. Also cleaned up the surround around them. Whoa. Yeah, I bought the set from Scouter 1. So here's his card. Bought it off of eBay. It was about $60 for the pair. It did come with new cork gaskets. Both very high quality parts. So I always head over to eBay and see what they got before I go anywhere else. So blinker lenses are in. I also picked up a new heater or defrost hoses from them. Nice set. Comes with all the tubes you need. Not the dryer vent hoses. So for comparison, those are the old hoses that came out, and I don't know about you, but I ain't breathing no air coming out of those. So those will be nice to have. I did have an issue. I bought 2 new rubber O-rings for this water tube, and my GB weld job shattered. So I'm going to have to go with the original plan A, probably cut it off, make my own, and either tack it in place or do a heater hose or some deal. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Steering wheel wise, we are, I think, 99% filled in and sanded. We just got to do a little bit more sanding and call that good. I was going to focus a bit more on the interior when it comes to the floor, and clean that up and either paint it black or what have you, and then figure out this body mount that sits right there, because this door does not close straight, and there's a huge gap up there. So I'm wondering if that body mount being almost gone, this whole door is sagging. So I need to address that eventually. And then cut and do some patch panels here on both sides of the floor. But we'll figure it out here in a minute. So let me get to working here. So in the mail I got new lifters and a couple new push rods. Some of them are the used version, but I went through them all and made sure they were all structurally intact. But we got all new lifters, got those. In the paint booth here we got the heater box with a fresh coat of charcoal gray, with the dishwasher box sheltering the paint job here. So that'll be nice. This is what the little box is. This is all you get. Heat, defrost, and in between. That's all I get. So that'll look nice. I just need to get some pipe clamps for the tubes here, which I'll get maybe tomorrow. I don't really like going anywhere on the weekends because of a long commute during the week. So here are the sides to that box, like so, and then your little heater core goes in there. But when I took it out, the heater core was sandwiched in this like rubbery tar stuff that sat in between these. So I need to figure out a substitute for that. Maybe like a roofing compound or something similar that I can either cut out or squeeze in there and then make like a negative of the heater core in here and set it in there. But the heater core itself, there was no leaks in it, so I was thinking of just plumbing some CLR into it and letting it eat at it for a little bit. Same thing with the radiator. There wasn't all that much sediment in the radiator, but you know, better safe than sorry. So I gotta do a quick coat of paint on those. That's just primer. These are the two defrost vents, and you can see they're not great there. I know you can get a repop sticker, but I don't know if I want to do that yet. So we're working on that. I gotta get new pads for my sander here so I can finish off the steering wheel and get that ready to go. As you can see, it's kind of dreary and gross outside, so we're not really doing anything out there. Did we do anything else here? I don't think so. I did have a clean workspace, and then, you know, life happened again. So, waiting on a tax return from the state so I can send out the camshaft. Although they're going into another stage of lockdown here, so I don't know how that's going to work. But in the meantime, I know I got lots to do on this thing. In between, you know, whatever comes up. So, hope you guys are having fun doing whatever. Look at all that crap in there. Look at that. There you go. I think there was actually, yeah, you can still see the ash from all the wildfires. You can see all the ash on that cover there. That was another reason I wasn't out here for a while, because you could just see it in the air, and I didn't want to breathe it. Alright, other than that, that is all I've been up to, sadly. We'll catch you guys in the next video.